Arsenal, Desperado for 3 points against Leeds, Desperado for 3 points. One is not going to do either of them any good. Arsenal minus 225, no thank you. Leeds plus 600. I don't know about Leeds at the moment. Organised, they work hard, but there's just nothing in that final third. Under or over 3 goals? Do we see 4? Because if we do, you're going to get paid at minus 120. I'm not so sure myself. Draw plus 390. Arsenal to score 3 goals at plus 145 tells you everything. I'm going to come to you first, Inch, because Arsenal versus Leeds, Arsenal need the points. And last week against West Ham, they scored 2 goals away from home, got the 3 points, both from set pieces, and hardly created a jot in 90 minutes.
Yeah, I thought maybe Eddie Nketiah, he had a good game. Maybe if his finishing was a bit more precise, could have added to that total. I have to say though, I'm quite concerned about Leeds staying in the Premier League this season. After this game, they go to Chelsea at home, then they've got Brighton at home, then they've got Brentford away, then they've got Villa away. Don't immediately see where 3 points are coming from, and they're only 2 points clear of Everton. So this, I mean, every game is obviously huge, but off the back of losing 4-0 against Man City, they've now conceded the most goals in the Premier League, and that tells you everything you need to know really about them defensively. They lost Stuart Dallas now as well, who maybe not most fantastic fullback defensively, but he offers so much for them going forward and can obviously play in multiple positions. Liam Cooper's still can't seem to get him back fit, available. So, yeah, I think it's basically in this game, if you're betting it, it's trying to find a way to get with Arsenal. I don't really like I don't think the prices are juicy enough to get involved with Arsenal on like the money line or the handicap. But maybe if you're being clever, maybe there's something to do with maybe Arsenal and over 1.5 or something like that. I don't think anybody who thinks Arsenal would win, the score would finish 1-0. Then we definitely see Arsenal scoring at least 2. But then again, you see the team total there of Arsenal set as 2.5. Maybe that plus 145 is something to aim at. But again, you already mentioned that, they lost Aubameyang, and Lacazette doesn't score that many goals. If Saka or Smith Rowe don't contribute, where the goals coming from kind of thing. So, yeah, maybe Arsenal to win an over 1.5 goals, but I don't think that's probably at that juicier price. I think Mark can probably give a better overview of how to play this one.
Yeah, Marco here. I mean, I don't see 4 goals. Let me just come out and say that straight away. Is it not like Arsenal and under 3.5 is probably the way to go here if you believe Arsenal can do the job? I see this being quite a frustrating game for both sides because Leeds will keep the ball, but they won't really create golden opportunities. Arsenal have been semi-solid at the back, and Leeds, they cannot afford to go down. And when they do go down, they've then got to try and get back into the game.
Yeah, I wanted to be pro-Arsenal, and I looked at many different ways of trying to attack this game, whether it be Arsenal -1 on the handicap, the free hit, Arsenal and under 4.5, Arsenal plus, Arsenal over 1.5, and I've settled on Arsenal -1 just because I think it's the safest and best value option. Personally, in terms of the over-unders, yeah, I don't think there will be 4 goals, but this is a Leeds team we're talking about, as you say, in sort of a desperate position, and Leeds matches tend to produce goals, and they don't tend to defend pretty well either. So be a bit of a nervous watch if you are on sort of backing unders, regardless of who the opponents are in Leeds matches. But this is just an Arsenal. This is where Arsenal thrive really. And if you look at their Premier League record this season, strip out the top 4. They've won 68% of their league games against teams outside of the top 4, home and away. That's really, really strong. At home, it's 11 wins from 14 against non-top 4 opposition. Very, very strong. And actually, over the last 5 seasons, they've got a 74% win rate at home against the bottom half. Bear in mind, Arsenal haven't finished in the top 4 in any of those campaigns. It kind of shows that they are flat track bullies historically, and that's been the case, particularly when they've been minus money at home in the Premier League over the last 100 games. They've won 74 of those as well. So they are very, very consistent in this kind of field. And I think they're coming up against the Leeds team who are absolutely fragile and vulnerable and in huge danger of relegation because of these injuries. Liam Cooper was due to be back last week. He got injured in the warm-up. Yeah. Their record with and without him is pretty shocking, actually. And he is such a key part of that defence. Stuart Dallas, Stinch mentioned his versatility, which is massive. His pace, his know-how, his experience. He's a key member of that team. Patrick Bamford's goals. Your Calvin Phillips is back, but he's definitely not near 100% at the minute, and he's nowhere near the standards he set playing in the Euros, for example. So there's immediately 3 key players missing, another who is not firing on all cylinders, and then you're kind of left to, who is it, Rafinha and Meslier really as your most influential players on the pitch. So Leeds are lacking, and the style hasn't changed a huge amount under Jesse Marsch compared to Marcelo Bielsa. So I'm quite happy to take the whole season trends as one here, but they tend to get battered by the big teams. Their record against the top 6 is 10 defeats from 10. They've conceded 42 goals in that stretch, conceding over 3 expected goals per game on average. They concede 13.6 shots in the box on average in those 10 matches as well. Just unsustainable, really. And I think when you're missing key players, you're fighting relegation. I just think stylistically as well, this will suit Arsenal. Leeds will come and play. Arsenal have more issues when teams do defend deep and in low blocks as well. Leeds won't do that. Leeds will come out and try and win this match. So I think it will suit Arsenal, and I think the -1 is the most stress-free probably angle to take here at the better price. I did consider the over 1.5 goals alongside Arsenal win, but the price wasn't good enough. So yeah, Arsenal to win, -1.
Did you not think Arsenal win to 0?
No, it's just Leeds, isn't it? They're so erratic. That's probably the reason why. And there are a few doubts over key defenders for Arsenal: Ben White, Tomiyasu. I expect them to be okay, but Thomas Partey's missing as well. So just a couple of sort of key absentees there. And I think West Ham showed enough. Sort of patched up, rested and rotated West Ham last week. But and Arsenal have been giving away opportunities, it must be said, in that 3-game winning streak too. So they're not the finished article by any stretch. But yeah, I wouldn't be keen on opposing goals for either team in this match. Put it that way.
No, well, opposing goals, really. I thought I saw Leeds 2 weeks ago when I took them double chance at Palace, and they were just huffing and puffing and making sure that they kept Palace at bay. I'm wondering if they're going to go there, Stinch, and try and lock up shop and get that 1 point. 1 point with an Everton defeat, or means they're 3 points clear. Obviously, Everton will have a game in hand. Do you think that 1 point is better than nothing here for Leeds?
100%, because looking at that fixture list, don't see where 3 points comes at all. So 5 draws would be better than 5 defeats. I'll be very wary about trying to oppose goals. Conceded 4 goals to Arsenal in 2 of the last 3 meetings. And as Mark rightly says, I think Leeds will be open, and that will just play into Arsenal's hands. The likes of Saka, Smith Rowe, Odegaard is like top of their stats for all sort of, through balls, chances created from open play, etc., etc. I think it's just these Arsenal players probably licking their lips at this Leeds backline.
Okay, let's have a little look at the official picks, because I just couldn't believe that 4 goals here. If you think there's 4 goals here, then the under 3 is at +100. That means that even if there's 3 goals, I'm getting a push for plus money. Arsenal -1 at -140. I wouldn't mind going with Arsenal under 3.5 as well, because maybe I've got this at 2-0, 3-0. I don't see Leeds scoring neither, but I'm just going to go with the under 3, because even if Arsenal win 2-1, it's just a straight push.